Hi Libra, I want to welcome you to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol and I'm so glad you found me. This is a new channel. It's about 8 months old, so let me know below if you're coming here for the first time. I love hearing from newcomers. And if you're returning, I want to thank you for watching my videos. So what we're going to do today, this is your July 2024 mid-month reading for you. And I'm going to start off by looking at what situation you're sitting in. And so that could be either an issue that you're dealing with. It could be a struggle that you're involved in. And it could be a pattern that you're seeing recurring in your life. And then in part two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what is driving this issue, this situation that you're sitting in. What's impacting it? And that's going to be something that's coming up from your shadow, from your unconscious to heal. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work for you today. And if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow or shadow work, I've left a video in my description box called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And what that video is really a compilation of how I have faced my own shadow. And because I've been on my own healing journey for about 7 years now and still am and will continue to be probably forever. And it's just about, so it's a compilation of how I've done my own shadow work with my own therapist. And even if you've been on this journey for a while and you know what shadow work is, it's an awesome tool for you just to look at and see if you can get some more ideas. And so once we've looked at what's coming up for healing from your shadow, I'm going to go to part 3, which is I'm going to ask the tarot for some guidance on how you can start to heal this. Remember, this is a process. It doesn't all come at once like this, and I'm not going to tell you that it's all going to come at once. But I will tell you what little step you can take to get you in the right direction. And I'll also provide you with another video or two that will really be related to what you need to work on in this reading. And it'll come from my other channel, Carol Cares, as well. So we're going to get started. I'm going to be using today the Tarot Grand Luxe, and then I will be using the Rider-Waite to clarify that. So I really have some good news for you to begin before I pull my first cards here. There have been some of you that have emailed me about if I do personal readings. And I've really been holding off on that only because I wanted to get my channel going. And I feel comfortable enough that I'm settled now. So I am currently working on a page in the payment system, and I'm almost done. It's just a matter of sitting down and dedicating that hour or two to it, and so I will do that. And in the next couple weeks, I'll be offering to my subscribers. There'll be a video coming out, and it'll be an offer for you. There'll be a discount that will be offered to you, and it'll be probably the discount will be up probably for about a couple weeks, and then it'll just go back to regular pricing. So if you've never treated yourself to a tarot reading, it's cool. I've had it done a few times myself. So, all right. So let's begin. I'm going to start off with what situation, issues, pattern coming up for Libra right now. So could I have one card from the tarot, please? I'm just going to stop for a second. Well, that one did come out, so I'll leave that one. But it did come out. There was one that was turned over already, so I'm going to... I saw some color. Maybe it was that one. I don't think so. There it is. All right. Okay, so you got the King of Cups. The King of Cups. That was what situation you're dealing with right now. What's coming up from your shadow that needs healing? Ooh, that one flew out. And this is the 7 of Coins, which is the 7 of Pentacles. That's what needs healing. And what guidance does the tarot have for you? this is the one that was just turned back over, I believe. So this was the 9, well, maybe it wasn't. 9 of Swords. It was a Swords card. It was blue. Okay, 9 of Swords need healing. All right. So those cards came out quickly. They don't come out that quickly. And so I'm like, okay, that was quick. That's good. I like that. All right, Libra. So we're going to clarify your King of Cups. This is the first time I'm using this deck. So I've been using it throughout all my readings, and I love it. It's beautiful. I saw it online, and I had to get it. You have an Ace of Cups here for your first clarifier for your King of Cups. And let's look for a couple more maybe to clarify this. Interesting combination already, what's come up here. Couple more cards for Libra here. Ooh, there we go. We had this one turn up, and you have the 3 of Cups. So you have Cups energy. You have three cups here. And this one's a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And so, yeah, a lot of Cups energy in what you're dealing with right now, which has everything to do with your emotions, your desires, your wishes. What's coming up from your shadow to heal that's really impacting the situation that Libra, that you're sitting in right now. So let's see what's coming up from your shadow. Not as chatty for this one. Okay, there's one. Oh, all right. I accuse it of not being chatty, and it spits them out all over the floor for me. The Strength card. I love that when the tarot talks to me like that. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Sassy Tarot. Ace of Swords. All right. Okay, so 9 of Swords here, Tarot. Can you tell me more? Tell me more about this 9 of Swords for Libra. Oh, okay. We got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And we got the World card. Wow. I think I'm going to pull one more card here. Hopefully just one. Oh, 2. 2 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. Okay. I do have another deck on hand in case I have to clarify. So let's begin, Libra, with what situation you're sitting in right now. You start off with Mr. King, the King of Cups here. The King of Cups. So court cards are very important in my deck. I really stress them. I know, to be honest with you, there are some readers that really kind of shy away from them in a way because they're not really sure how, people aren't really sure how to interpret them. But I interpret my kings in my deck. There's 4 of them. And I interpret them as our ego self. And that's the ego. The ego is the one that really lives in our head. And it really is the one that's a driving force for all of us, pretty much, is our ego, right? So we try to, the hardest part about the ego is to identify when your ego is making the decision or when it's your adult self that's making the decision here. So right now, what I'm seeing here is that your ego self is out, and your ego self is telling you, and it's about emotions. It's really blocking your emotions. Our ego self does not like emotions. They're petrified of them. And that's why a lot of us don't touch our emotions, because we're scared of them. We're scared that they're going to eat us alive, especially when it comes to big ones like grief. And so that is what's happening right here. If you're feeling really blocked and you're not wanting to touch your emotions, and you're not wanting to go inwards, and you're not wanting to feel, it's because your ego self is telling you, danger, danger. Don't go there. I think of Will Robinson. I'm dating myself here on Lost in Space when he's like, danger, danger, danger. And this is what our ego self does. It says, don't go. Because the universe here is offering you a gift. And it's the cup. And the universe wants you to get back into your body, get out of this ego self head and get back into your body and start to feel some emotions that are coming up for you to feel. And, right behind it is this three, and another cup energy, which is the Three of Cups. And this is the cup of celebrating your creativity. And I don't mean like creativity as in, being able to go out and draw. I'm talking about your creativity of who you are, of taking your life into a different direction, of finding out who you are, your authentic self. And this is what the ego, the universe wants you to discover that. But you do that through your emotions, through healing. And there's some real, I can see these two cards that are behind here, because the last one is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is in reverse here. In an upright position, the Nine of Pentacles is someone who has followed their passion and is now ready to put themselves out into the world. And I don't mean like, become some sort of superstar or Hollywood, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you're finally ready to say, this is who I am. This is who I am, and I am ready, right? Because most of us will hide behind those masks of the ego self. But it's in reverse. So that tells me that, there's a real hesitancy on your part to go inwards, and a real resistance, and to find out who the real you is. But I can't ignore this offer from the universe, and neither can you. It's like, it's time. It's time now to start going inwards and start to feel. So I want to look at, like, why is there such a resistance to going inwards and feeling those feelings, to find out who you really are, to find out who your authentic self is. And so now we're going to do is we're going to go into your shadow, and I'm going to look at, what is this resistance all about? Why don't you want to feel? And so you have this Seven of Coins here. And the Seven of Coins is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles speaks about an individual that has been doing something all their life, put so much effort and commitment to something, and they're done. And then at the end of the day, they're kind of going, is this everything? It's like doing a career all your life, and you've put so much of yourself into it, so much. And then at the end of the day, you just kind of go, for what? Is this it? And so because this is in your shadow, this tells me that there's a part of you, not all of you, but a part of you that gave up, that said, is this it? Is this it? This must be it. And that happens. I want you to think about, a child or an adolescent that is going through tough times. And for some reason, there was a part of you that kind of just died, that just said, I'm giving up. Had no choice but to give up. But I want to say something to you before I get into the clarifiers. You are an adult now, right? You're an adult now. And so your ego self has come out as a form of protection to say, we're not touching these emotions. You couldn't touch these emotions when you were younger. You couldn't. It was too difficult. And that's why you gave up. And so you see the pattern that's showing up here for you? As a child, you gave up. And you're wanting to kind of do the same thing as an adult, because this is what happened when you were younger, but you're an adult now. So let's clarify this giving up for you as a child. This is the Strength card that shows up right here. And you gave up because you didn't have the strength to go inwards. You didn't have the strength. This is what the Strength card is. It's the strength to go inwards and start to feel your emotions. You didn't have that when you were younger. And that's what we forget as adults. We didn't have that capability. As a child, or as an adolescent. Some of these emotions and these things that would have happened to us were just too big for us back then. And, we needed to hold on to the belief or the hope that these people in our life were good. And so we sometimes turned inwards and said, well, maybe this is all my fault. Maybe it's my fault that this is happening. And so we gave up. We couldn't handle these emotions. You didn't have that strength back then. You didn't have the capability. It just wasn't possible. You didn't have that choice. And the Knight of Pentacles is right behind it. And this is my knights are in my deck are, I call them freedom fighters. They're adolescent parts of ourselves. We all want freedom. I mean, I can't talk to anybody. Doesn't matter how much trauma you have or how much, how much stuff you've been through when you were younger. Everybody wants freedom. And in this case, it's the Pentacle. You wanted freedom. There's a part of you that wanted freedom. Freedom from health. Maybe you had some health issues. Freedom from workspace. Like that's kind of like, a job you're sitting with. Freedom to be in your body and to be able to feel. You wanted that freedom when you were younger. There's a part of you that's really coming out here and wants the freedom of the Pentacle, wants freedom from health, workspace, to be able to feel. Oh, here's an Ace of Swords sitting in your shadow. You wanted the freedom. This is the sort of authenticity. You wanted the freedom to be you. To be you. To be grounded in your body and to be you. And that meant to be able to feel. And that was taken away from you when you were younger. This is a general reading. And so there is a part of you that gave up on you. That gave up on feeling and gave up on being who you really are. And so I can understand now why I call it my controller, that's why I'm mixing up my words, why your ego self, what I call my controller, is out. Because the ego self wants you to keep these masks on. These are the masks we're going to put on when we meet different people, right? But in your shadow, there's a part of you that wants your authenticity to come out, wants you to be you. And you do that by getting to your emotions that you need to deal with when you had to shut down yourself. And so there may be some grief in there, some shame, because you weren't allowed to be you. And so how can you, what's the guidance from the tarot here? How can you start to heal this? So we're going to look at the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords talks about this individual that is very much up in their head, spinning, to the point that it's keeping them up at night. This could be you, but very much someone that is spinning in their head. I don't do that anymore because I've healed so much of my own trauma. But it was very interesting because about a week and a half ago, I was very sick for a week with a throat ailment, which was related to my own, what I was working through. But because of the fever that I was going in and out of, I was spinning a lot, and I was spinning all these stories from my past. And I said to myself, oh my God, this is what it's like to spin. This is what it's like, what it used to be like for me. When I would spin story after story after story in my head, and I couldn't shut my head off, especially at night. And so the universe wants you to become aware, first of all, because we're doing this in steps, right? It's a process. It's not something I'm going to give you some miracle drug here. It's a process. The universe wants you to become aware of these thoughts in your head that you are spinning, that you are continuing to spin, that your ego self will continue to spin in your head to keep you up in your head, right? Because the ego, like I said, does not want you to get in your body. So it'll try to keep you spinning. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, the universe wants to change your circumstances right here. And that's what this card is, the Wheel of Fortune. Right now it's in reverse, but the universe wants you to get this wheel turning in a different direction right here. The universe wants you to turn in a different direction. And by getting back in your body, by making that effort, this is how it's going to go. Because you know what? I know the world card can mean a few things here, but I'm going to say, there's a part of you that gave up here with the 7 of this coins. There was a part of you that gave up when you were younger. And that part is still there, by the way. And that's the part that needs to be healed. And here's the hope. The universe wants to give you back that hope that you gave up, right? And, here's the next card, these 2 last cards that I pulled out here. This card speaks of, a decision. You're all up in your head. This person's all up in their head. There's so much up in their head that they got these blindfolds on and they're not even willing to look at anything. And that's how I kind of saw you right here in the first part of this reading, where you're just not really ready to look at anything. But look at what's behind this individual. Do you see that water flowing? Water represents our emotions. Emotions are supposed to come in and we process them and then they go out. They flow. They're supposed to flow. But they're quite stuck here, and your ego is keeping them stuck in your body. And so you have a decision to be made here. And here it is again. I know you feel all tied up. I know you do. And this is someone that's all tied up in swords energy, mental energy. Look at the feet. Look at what's below in her feet. Do you see those puddles? Those are your stagnant emotions that need to flow again. And I know you're feeling all tied up. And I don't want to leave you in this reading with this card of all tied up, but I know that's what you're feeling. But the universe says here, and I'm hearing it, and I don't know if you are, but the one solution for you, because you have a decision to make here, the one solution for you is to work on and become aware of how much you are living in your head, and you've ignored your body. You've forgotten about your body. These are where the emotions are. And so I think the most important video that I need to give you right now is on how to ground yourself. And that means I'm going to teach you how to ground your mind, and then I'm going to teach you how to ground into your body so you can start to feel again, right? And get in touch with that part of you that shut down and couldn't feel when they were younger because it was too tough to feel. You couldn't. You have a choice now. And so I'll give you those 2 videos. There's 2 videos on grounding. And then I'm going to give you the July 2024 reading that I did for you, Libra. And I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through right now. This is very, very hard stuff. It's really hard. The healing journey is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. So I'll talk to you in August. Take care, Libra. Bye.